Hello, the Sun is about 333,000 times the mass of the Earth and produces as much energy as 100 billion hydrogen bombs per second. Its huge mass makes the Sun the dominant gravitational force in the solar system, locking all 8 planets into elliptical orbits. At the same time, the huge energy of the Sun heats our planet just enough for the Earth's surface to have the right temperature for liquid water, a catalyst for life. But what if the Sun suddenly disappeared immediately? We will find out in the science video. This may sound like a silly question on the surface, but it was an important thought experiment for Albert Einstein about the speed of gravity. Before Einstein clarified this problem, scientists had suspected, but not proven, that gravity acts instantaneously. If that is true, then the first thing that will happen when the Sun disappears is that the Earth and all the other planets will fly into space. The planets will fly out of their orbits like a gyro with a broken string. It will be total chaos in our solar system. On the other hand, light is not instantaneous. It travels at about 671 million miles per hour and takes about 8 minutes to reach the Earth, so we will see the Sun in our sky for another 8 minutes after it disappeared. So if the speed of light is a constant and the speed of gravity is instantaneous, then we will feel the Sun disappear before we don't see it. But as Einstein pointed out in his general theory of relativity, which he put forth in 1915, gravity is not instantaneous. In fact, it moves with the speed of light, so if the Sun disappeared, we would still be happy laughing for 8 minutes before realizing that the end of the world has come. However, we will not be left in absolute darkness. The stars will still shine, and the electricity will continue to work, so that the cities will remain bright. As long as the power exists, even the other planets will remain visible for a short time. For example, Jupiter is close to the Earth. It is about 33 light minutes from us, which means we will continue to see this giant planet for more than 1 hour, equal to the time it takes for residual sunlight to reach Jupiter and reflect back to Earth. But after 8 minutes, everything on Earth will stop. Specifically, without sunlight, photosynthesis, the process by which all plants make food, would stop as soon as sunlight disappeared from our sky. Most small trees will die in a few days, but that's not something we worry about. The average surface temperature of the Earth will drop to 32 degrees Fahrenheit after the first week and then minus 150 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the first year. Meanwhile, the oceans on Earth will get colder and colder, eventually freezing, turning the Earth into an ice world. But just like deep lakes in winter, where only the surface will freeze to leave a liquid ocean below, humans will be almost extinct unless somehow we can still have a chance of survival if we hide under the geothermal vents on the ocean floor. These vents will emit heat up from the center of the Earth that will help keep the body warm. For example, in the picture of these shrimp living around hydrothermal vents in the ocean. However, such a life would be extremely dark and lonely, and it is difficult to know if people can survive long in these conditions. On the other hand, the animals that live around these vents will continue to exist billions of years after the Sun disappears. That's because these animals don't need the Sun to live and instead get their food and energy from the heat escaping from these geothermal vents. While most life would be wiped out from our planet without the Sun, these geothermal organisms would continue to evolve for billions of years regardless of whether the Sun exists or not. Currently, the Earth is orbiting the Sun at an extremely fast speed, 67,000 miles per hour. If the Sun disappears, its gravity will also disappear, but the speed of the Earth will not change. To understand why, imagine you are tying a rock to a rope and spinning it in circles overhead, then the rope is broken. The rock will fly in a straight line away from you in the same way that the Earth would fly in a straight line away from the central point in space where the Sun once sat. As long as the Earth doesn't collide with any other planets, asteroids or comets, it will probably take 377 million hours or 43,000 years for it to travel 4.3 light years away, and the destination will be another sun closest to our solar system is Alpha Centauri, and in 1 billion years the Earth will be 100,000 light years away, or the length of the entire galaxy. During that time, maybe the Earth will cling to a suitable sun, and maybe the temperature and all the conditions will be suitable for life as it is now, so you just have to wait 43,000 years to have any hope of being normal again. However, instead of approaching a new sun, it is very likely that the Earth will be swallowed up by a black hole, and most likely our whole world will be compressed into just one ball. But the good news is that the Milky Way contains an estimated 100 billion stars and about 1 billion black holes, proving that our chances of getting close to the Sun are still 100 times better than being swallowed by a black hole. Whatever the outcome, the future of the Earth after the Sun disappears is still an exciting adventure in space. Thank you for watching the video, goodbye and see you again.